That's right. Let's kick some ass and change the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Amy Emmerich. From Queens Like Me.
Hi. I'm totally in shock. This is the most amazing thing that's happening right now. Hi. I just want to thank the New York women in film and television. Simone, thank you, the board of directors, Terry, the volunteers in the bleacher seats. Woohoo! We see you. I'm just totally in awe to share the stage with all of you today. And that includes the most amazing woman, my mom. Front and center, Mom. We're lucky to have you here with us today. You know, all of us women talk about work-life balance, and I gotta tell you, I have it figured out. You get your mom to move in with you, and your husband, and your 2 kids, and then you trust her to do all the heavy lifting. So that's it, it's just that easy. But seriously, this woman's been driving me my whole life, whether that was in high school to cheerleading practice or work, or she now drives my kids everywhere. So thank you, and I love you so much. And you know, when I was a kid, thank you. When I was a kid, my mom and dad both worked, and my siblings were in charge. So that meant I watched a lot of television. And I loved television. I wanted to be on Romper Room, but Miss Nancy never called my name. I wanted to be on Solid Gold. I wanted to be a dancer, but I have flat feet and I do not look good in a thong. So that wasn't gonna work out. And I wanted to be Angela Bauer, a career woman who was a serious boss. Thank you, Judith Light. Okay? But I couldn't quite get the house because I was living in this little tiny apartment in Queens, New York. But the only thing I dreamt about more than being on TV was making TV. And I think there was this little part of me that always knew the narratives that I was like watching that were being greenlit and directed were all by men. I think there was something inside that kind of knew that the gatekeepers were actually the C-suite, the executives, and the board members. Those are the ones controlling where the dollar went. So from the bus stop to the movie theater, all of my messaging that created my culture, you know, me, was built by men. So one day I was out in the field shooting one of those cop shows, and I get a phone call from one of the editors. And I said, "What's going on? What's up? How's the story going?" He said, "Emmerich, you're not gonna like this." And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You're not gonna like the direction they're going. There's a picture of the canine cop with her dog, and the VO says, 'Who's the real bitch in town?'" True story. It was that moment that I realized that even though I was the camera person, and I was out in the field, and I was the field producer, I didn't have the control of the narrative. The gatekeepers controlled that narrative, and I felt very powerless. So if I wanted things to change, I'd have to claim that power. And I think in that moment, I really became a feminist. So now, I have the honor and the privilege to stand here today representing Refinery 29. And this is a company dedicated to expanding representation of women in media. And this was our mission when we created the Shatterbox Anthology, which is the short film program that we give women the creative freedom and the power behind the lens. So the ultimate goal is to really create a sustainable business for short film, right? Because that would help with the sustainability of women in this industry. Now, it's important to note this is a business that we are a social media business. And to some, that implies that we are less important than film and television. But the truth is, we are serving an audience that has been underserved for so long. And they somehow figured out a way to disrupt the entire hierarchy of traditional media, right? That is what social is. So we figured we should too. Christine Barbarick, co-founder and global editor-in-chief of Refinery 29 is here with me today. Give a wave. This woman is a pioneer in media, and she's also sisterhood personified. Christine gave me the support and the space to own my power as the chief content officer of Refinery. And I want to quote her a little bit on why we do what we do. You know, we encourage more women to tell, share, and hear other women's stories through a variety of mediums and channels. These women do not have to be famous. In fact, sometimes it helps when you're not, because we have the power to create a connection between all of us, experiences, our pain, our joy. Well, at Refinery, we know that representation is not only what this generation of women wants, they demand it. And let me be clear that when I say representation, I mean total intersectionality. We can't just say women. We need plus women. We mean black women. We mean queer. We mean trans. We mean poor. We've got to really unpack that, all of us, and start to use that in our language to make everyone more aware. Judith Light is clapping for me, Mom. I'm just making sure. We need to work together to put our most compassionate, authentic, best selves into art that moves people and creates a movement. Because, you know, in my career, I've been told that I don't look like an executive. I don't talk like an exec. I've been told no one leaves Queens. Well, here I am, Queens girl, with Julie Dash is from Queens. You're from Queens. We are the visionaries. We are the leaders. It's not just outdated ideas and genders that need to evolve. It's this leadership. The style of leadership needs to evolve. So as much as I would love to say, hey, let's just replace all of them with women. Just take out all the boards, put women in there. I don't know if it's that easy. I think the Me Too movement is a revolution, and it's about more than sexual abuse and more than the dynamic between men and women. It's about the systematic misuse and abuse of power by leaders in media for decades. So, the only way to shift that dynamic is, I believe, to lead with empathy. Many people think leadership is about rank, power, and privilege. But I believe true leadership is the willingness to place others' needs before your own. And that's the type of people we need in those seats. So I'm suggesting that we choose to see everything that has happened this year in politics, patriarchy, media. Well, this is an opportunity. We've heard a little about this from the other speakers tonight. But we all know somebody, I don't want to say his name, but he talks about a little bit about grabbing the hoo-ha. Well, right now it's about grabbing power. That's what everyone needs to keep in their minds for next year. Grabbing the power of women, supporting other women, and how do we help them gain those power, the power seats, the C-suites, the board seats. That's what this is about. We need to take the opportunity to tip the scales in favor of those who have been historically underrepresented. It's time for us to become the gatekeepers and the champions of a new system and culture that rewards talent over gender and fuels space where everyone has a voice. Everyone, not just the privileged. That is what power will be. So in this last moment, I invite you to do something for me. I just want you to take a look around this room. You're all good looking. You got some money and some power and some kindness. I want you to just take a moment of gratitude. Look at a stranger. Take that in. Smile and show some gratitude to a stranger. Because in this room, we are honoring women as equals. We are fostering collaboration. We are broadening perspectives and deepening our compassion. So just take that in. And I know I'm really honored to receive this award and everything that it represents for media. To Julie, Regina, Alicia, Laura, Judith, to all of NYWIFT, I just thank you. Congratulations. And I am so honored and excited to march forward with you in this next year. Thank you so much.